Hope you're having a good day. We're still looking at a pretty large part of John chapter 4 with Jesus and the woman at the well. And she said, we all say that we should worship on this mountain or on that mountain, and we say you should worship on this mountain. And, the argument was between Mount Zion and Mount Gerizim. And, of course, Mount Gerizim was in the north where the 10 tribes were that broke off and later became the Samaritans. And Jesus pretty well nailed it in saying, well, worship is really a matter of the heart. And the day is coming where it's really not going to matter the place. In other words, not even the temple. And the temple was destroyed a little over 30 years after Jesus resurrected. And they haven't had a temple since. That was 70 AD. And so the Jews today have no temple to worship in. But they have their Messiah. If they would just simply place their faith in him, you worship him no matter where. Yeah. But you do need to come together. So anyway, here we go. Jesus said to her, "Woman, believe me, an hour is coming when neither in this mountain nor in Jerusalem will you worship the Father. You worship what you do not know. We worship what we know, for salvation is from the Jews." Now, by Jews, you're talking the tribe of Judah and the tribe of Benjamin. And they later were just simply called Jews. And in Genesis chapter 49, Jacob made a prophecy about all 12 of his sons. And his prophecy about his son Judah was that the Messiah would come from the tribe of Judah. That is Genesis 49:10. And so if you're looking at the Messiah, the one who brings salvation, he has to be a child of Abraham, because it says to Abraham, "From you all the nations of the world will be blessed," Genesis 12:3. He had to be from the tribe of Judah, that's Genesis 49:10. He had to be a descendant of David, that's 2 Samuel chapter 7. He had to be from Bethlehem, that is Micah 5:2. And he had to be raised in Nazareth, that is Isaiah 11:1, where the word Netzer for shoot, coming out of a cut-off stump, and Nazareth is shoot town, and it said that the Spirit of God would be upon the one who was the shoot that came out of the stem of Jesse, Jesse being David's father. And so every Jew understood that Messiah was supposed to be a shoot, that he was supposed to be a stem. And Matthew, being very much a Jew and emphasizing fulfillment of prophecy, said it was prophesied that Jesus would be a Nazarene because he was a shoot from Shoot Town. Okay, so salvation is from the Jews. An hour is coming and now is when true worshipers will worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For such people God seeks to be his worshipers. God is spirit, and those who worship him must worship in spirit and truth. And so that's what she was going to be able to do after she placed her faith in Jesus Christ. And so no matter where you are, you can worship the Lord. Assemble with God's people. But be sure and understand that God created us to sincerely worship him. And the place where we do that is not nearly as important as the attitude. Have a great day.